Corn Dogs, it's Trucker here with another World of Mayhem video. Today we're going to be looking at the Alliance R&D. This time around it's Monster Tweety. This R&D is not really my specialty. Once we go through here and look, you can actually get the details for the R&D in the Tap for Encounter. And this one basically revolves around hidden. And hidden is not a mechanic that I particularly hold a whole lot of value in. It's just not something that I find particularly appealing or effective. So I don't have a whole lot of resources dumped into tunes that have well, I guess you can call it a skill. It is sort of what it is. I don't value it very highly, as you can tell. But basically, hidden tunes do 3 times damage to him. And where's this at? Here we go. His tantrum deals less damage for each hidden tune that you have when he does the tantrum. This is the tantrum is an actually pretty devastating attack once he gets below 25% in the later stages. So you need to watch out for that. He will, just like in the old R&D, he'll smash a vial on the ground. That's the signal that he's fixing to do his tantrum. It's important to note that once he smashes the vial on the ground, he's going to become empowered. You can stun him to stop him from doing the tantrum. Good luck with trying to time it, though. In this R&D, there are a couple of things that you need to really pay attention to, because at the lower levels it's probably not going to be that big of a deal, but once you start getting up into the first, second, or third to the last battle, this new mutant stuff actually really becomes a problem. You don't want to use tunes that auto buff themselves like Pharaoh, and the reason is every time that one of your tunes is not hidden and they receive a buff, Monster Tweety gains the same thing for the rest of battle. So this is not something that you want to use Pharaoh in, or any other tunes that auto buff themselves, unless you can keep them hidden. So keep that in mind. This sort of a basic attack here. The hidden deals 3 times damage. It reduces the incoming damage. Be careful with your buffs, because you can buff him. This Rabid Rage, I'm not exactly sure. Most of the time I don't ever get to this point. He's either dead or I'm dead. So sort of is what it is. You can get to this information just on the encounter details on any of the R&Ds, just so you know. And if you read the encounter and you're not exactly sure what to do, you can actually click on the stage itself, and then up here at the top it has the member scores. You can actually see the team compositions that other people are using to defeat it. And with this particular R&D, you're going to notice a theme. The Fiend's team is a very, very good team, especially when you're attacking. Monster Tweety himself denies taunt on the other team. You got OPAT marking people. It's a high damage team. This team does very, very high damage, and it heals itself. So you don't really need a healer for the team, because as long as you hit the marked target, the whole team gets a heal every time you get to go. So it's a very, very good team to attack this R&D with specifically. Also, at the beginning of battle, it starts with 3 tunes hidden, which helps, but you can also re-hide later on to sort of mitigate stuff, incoming damage if you need to. But this is probably what I would suggest to attack this R&D with. It is this R&D is less of a puzzle and more of a just power through it. You basically are just going to get as far as your team power is going to take you. There's not a whole lot of choices here, because trying to heal from the just tremendous amounts of damage that you're going to take is kind of difficult in and of itself. Then when you take into effect that the monster Tweety buffs himself, so it sort of takes Pharaoh out of the equation, you still have to do tons of high damage to get through his hit points, which is in the later stages kind of ridiculous. So this is what I would recommend for this specific R&D, and any R&D that comes up, you can actually just go into the stage, click on there. You can actually see that people will use different teams. You're going to see a lot of Ralph in here because he auto hides by himself, and he deals a large amount of damage. You got hunters in here. This is, I don't know what Sharky's doing, but anyway. The first three was a Silly, Easy, and Merry. They're very new players should be able to get through those pretty easily. They are not very challenging at all. You should be able to one-shot Tweety with pretty much any kind of a decent tune in there. So you should be able to get to at least the first three. Medium and Tricky, you're probably going to need at least 2 million collection power and a decent Fiends team to get through. Hard and Earth-Shattering, you're going to need a very, very high-end Fiends team probably to get through this. As you can see, only 2 of us have managed to actually beat this R&D on Earth-Shattering, and nobody's actually been able to do it on Looney because it's just insane the amounts of damage that you got coming in. So keep that in mind. Why do you do these R&Ds? Well, the R&Ds have been revamped, so there's a bunch of different ways to get a bunch of different types of rewards. To defeat the boss is pretty much the easiest one. I mean, just win, basically. Special guest is exactly what this tune is going to change from time to time. It's not always going to be Photo Sylvester. I think last time it was a reindeer or something like that. But basically, you just want to have this tune on your team and them this one particular tune alive at the end of the battle, and you fulfill this special guest thing. Missing tune, pretty much self-explanatory. Beat the stage with 3 tunes, not 4. Just you have an empty spot. And I don't know what in the world this save the tunes thing is. There's no tunes hurt in battle. I don't know if that means you take no damage during the battle or you just have max health at the end of battle. I'm not exactly sure. I managed to get the Earth Shattering with it, so I must be doing pretty good. Keeping the lab clean. This is where that mechanic comes in. Where Monster Tweety throws the bottle on the ground, that signals his next turn is going to be the tantrum. He loses his 100% stun resistance when he throws the bottle on the ground, so you can stun him to keep him from enraging, and that's how you actually get this quest rewards or whatever. There's one thing that some people don't seem to understand. You can beat the stage and then go back and actually try to get the other achievements. I would recommend at the very beginning just defeating the boss with a 4-man team. Take a 4-man team and go as far as you can through the R&D, and then instead of spending 1 battery for every single level trying to beat it with 3 tunes, you can actually just go to the lowest level you think you can win and just spend 1 battery and get all the rewards for the other stuff by completing that 1 achievement at that level. For instance, take your Fiends team, beat Silly, beat Easy, beat Merry, beat Medium, beat Tricky. See if you can beat Hard, see if you can beat Earth-Shattering. Probably not a lot of us are going to be able to, but if you can beat those, fantastic. But let's just say that you just make it as far as Tricky. You have a 4-man Fiends team, you get the monster, you get the Tricky, you beat it. Now, instead of actually going through and spending another battery on this one to beat it with three-man team, and then this one to beat it with a three-man team, and then this one to beat it with a three-man team, what you can do, drop down one to medium and just spend one battery, beat this with the three-man team, and it'll give you the rewards for the other levels. You don't need to spend a battery on each and every level to get each and every achievement. So if you're on Tricky, you can drop down to medium, put Photo Sylvester in there, which is one of the achievements. Beat it with Photo Sylvester. You can drop down to medium, beat it with Photo Sylvester, get that achievement unlocked. Then you can try and beat it without getting the tantrum and get that achievement unlocked. You don't have to go through every single stage for each and every achievement. You just go as far as you can with your four-man team, then drop back and use a battery to try and complete as many of the achievements as you can. You need to understand that there's not a whole lot of, there's some of this stuff that I just don't value a lot. I got tons of gadgets and everything that are already down here, and I'm not going to be able to beat Looney, so these two don't even matter to me. I got more purple potions now than I know what to do with. I got no more blue potions than I know what to do with. I could use more gold, so I guess we could do that. But basically, this R&D is pretty straightforward. It's just overpower it as much as you can and get as far as you can in it. You can try and tinker with the mechanics and hidden, but like I said, I don't have tunes that are particularly good at hiding, so this R&D is probably going to be a little flat, but I mean it sort of is what it is. It's an explanation of the Alliance R&D and what you can do with it. Where was it? Is it here? As you can see, this is an Alliance R&D, so Apex Predators is going to win first place every time. We're generally somewhere in the 125s. Yeah, 125. And, you know, it's an Alliance-wide ranking, so please take the time out of your day to try and get as far as you can in it. All the points matter, and we need all the points we can get so that we can open up the best rewards. This R&D is just it's not friendly to our toolkits as an Alliance, because as you can see, nobody's actually been able to beat it on Looney. So the 10 Coyote R&D actually has a little bit more gameplay mechanics behind it and a little bit more planning and execution. And we'll talk more about that when it comes around. But I think that's going to do it for this Alliance R&D video for Monster Tweety. Please hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it if you did so. And if you have some feedback, you see something you like, you see something you don't like, you know, leave it in the comments or message me on Discord, or just talk to me in game if you're in the Alliance. And I sure would appreciate all the help I can get. Thank you. Have a good day.